Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and I'm going to do a video on when to not use class 2 elastics. And I'm talking about growing kids. So yes, the class 2 elastics could work. Even in a case where maybe you see overjet and you've done a cephalometric x-ray and their S&B is and their A and B is clearly off and they clearly need growth modification, sometimes you choose not to do it. And let's talk about that and why. First of all, what are the side effects of class 2 elastics? Well, extrusive effects would be a side effect, would be one. Sometimes we don't want that, especially if the patient already has a long face. Also, side effects of class 2 elastics. Remember, class 2 elastics don't grow a jaw, but they can cant the occlusal plane and make certain things look worse. It will also potentially cause the lower teeth to flare a little bit and the upper teeth to retrocline a little bit. So you got to look at your ceph and say, hey, is this going to work for the patient? Also, in canting the occlusal plane, you could theoretically, although you're going to get this more with MA, because you're actually going to get a lot of real growth, is you could have a stronger jawline, theoretically. So sometimes when you have a case, you look at their chin, and sometimes they actually have a small lower jaw, but they have a big chin bud. And this is a great example of it. And this was the best photo I could get that wasn't a patient that I had a release from. It was just like, you could just tell they were class 2 by this mandibular fold here, mentalis fold here. But they had a big fat chin bud. This often happens in low angle brachycephalic cases, square jaw cases, where you just genetically have a big chin bud. Big chin buds also run in our family. Class 2 jaws, big chin buds. We have these where it looks like we have a chin, but we really don't. Well, no, we do have a chin. We just don't have a lower jaw. So you don't have the airway benefits, but you get this kind of thing going on. This. So, they're not class 3 at all. They're actually class 2. But if we were to do something to cant the occlusal plane or grow the lower jaw, we're going to make the chin potentially look worse. Very Reese Witherspoony, which, works for her, but would you want it worse? Probably not. So sometimes we say, okay, and usually it's minor, like 2-3 millimeters of overjet. Sometimes we just say, screw it. We're just going to straighten the teeth, leave them a millimeter or two class 2. Who cares? So you don't always, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, unless you needed the airway benefits or something, if you absolutely had to do it, then you have to do it. You can always shape down the chin. I mean, they can do genioplasty. But, that's a hard call. I don't think I've ever been in that much of a situation. And usually you just want to have that conversation with the parent and just say, hey, look, let's look at the profile. There's a couple different ways we can do the ortho. We can just straighten the teeth only. We can straighten the teeth and work on the bite. But in doing so, it's not going to look so good for the profile. Sometimes also you have to look at the E line or the nasolabial angle, because class 2 elastics are going to flatten the upper lip a little bit. So if you don't want to flatten it, it's something you need to keep in mind. All right, thank you.